G'day guys, welcome to my Spice feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 3 recap preview for 2021 guys. Let's get started. So to kick things off with this first game of this match, we see the Panthers going up against the Storm. Now, this game was a good quality game, hard match. It was a grand final rematch of this game, and pretty much Nathan Cleary didn't play in this game, which that really turned things around for the Penrith Panthers. I was at this game, vlogging that game, so do check that out on my YouTube channel. Please, I want you to do check that out on my YouTube channel. It is up on YouTube, so go and check that out. But anyway, the Melbourne Storm were really rough in this game, and I know that they are a really good team. I understand that, but they can't really just slow play the ball every single time they tackle the Panthers players. And what I'm trying to say is, every time they tackle the Panthers, they always slow play the ball, and that is just it's not right. And every single time I see them tackle, and then get them penalties and stuff like that, it was just really terrible. And this game was pretty much a really brutal game, and the Panthers were just so fired up in the second half, and really they were just determined whether or not if they wanted to win or not, but they obviously did by 2 points anyway, 12 points to 10 for that scoreline. But anyway, let's have a look at the Storm tries. First up, what we have here is Brandon Smith and Josh Adokar. Let's have a look at the Panthers tries. So what we have here is Charlie Staines and Kurt Capewell was the winning player that basically scored for this try anyway. And I'm about to say this, the player of the game, number 12 from the Penrith Panthers, Kurt Capewell. Absolutely wonderful player. I cannot believe he scored the winning try to make it 12-10 for this game. And I just said to myself, wow, absolutely gobsmacked by this player. And yeah, well done from the Penrith Panthers for obviously winning this game against the Melbourne Storm anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Dragons going up against the Manly Sea Eagles. Now, this game was pretty much another average game of football. It was pretty much a good game, I'd say, but it was, how do you say it? It was an alright game of football, but 38 points to 12 in this game, and I cannot believe that, in my opinion about this match, it was really splintering game. And the Dragons were basically fired up in this match, and all I know is that this game was the Dragons. It was the Dragons. Pretty much, it was the Dragons game in this match. 38 points to 12 in this match. Big scoreline in that game. And I tell you, the Manly Sea Eagles are just dropping down below because they don't have Tom Trbojevic. I haven't seen him play for a while. He is injured, if you guys want to know about that. So, about this game, it was absolutely gobsmacked, and I really liked this game. But, yeah, let's have a look at the Manly Sea Eagles tries. What we have here is Ruben Garrick and Daly Cherry Evans. Let's have a look at the Dragons tries. What we have here is Zach Lomax, that scored 2 tries. Matt Duffy, that scored 2 tries. Cody Ramsey and Braden Williami. And my player of the game, most certainly, number 7 from the Dragons, Ben Hunt. I cannot believe that this guy was just on top of his form every single time. He just plays and plays and plays. He was leading the Dragons on for this game and basically making sure that they want to score more tries and stuff like that. So in my opinion about this game, another average game of this match, but yeah, well done from the Dragons for making a really good win against the Manly Sea Eagles anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Rabbitohs going up against the Roosters. Now, another game certainly was a hard match, and all I know is that The Roosters were leading into that favourite side, but it was just an absolute comeback of this game. And all I know is that the Rabbitohs they were certainly on top of their form, and I like how the way they just played with good concept of this game. Average scoreline of this game was 26 points to 16 for that scoreline. And I can't believe that the Rabbitohs were just on top of their form. They were just absolute, really good in this game. And I cannot believe, in my opinion about this match, the Rabbitohs certainly did the job done, I'd say. That's all I have to say about that. But the Roosters, though, they were certainly on top of their form. They played a really good game, but wasn't good enough. But I understand how the way that they are right now, how the way they are feeling about their team. They do have injuries, unfortunately, and Luke Keary is out due to an injury. I'm not too sure what the specific description is, but all I know, he'll be out for Pacific time. So yeah, let's have a look at the Roosters tries. What we have here is James Tedesco, Brett Morris, and Josh Morris. Let's have a look at the Rabbitohs tries. What we have here is Cody Walker that scored 2 tries, Dane Gagai and Josh Mansour. My player of the game went to number 6 from the Rabbitohs, Cody Walker. I just think he had a wonderful game. Really took this win with a really good attitude of him and his club and his team. Really splintering game that was. And yeah, 26 points to 16 in that game for that match anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Raiders going up against the Warriors. Now, okay, there's a lot of talk about this because first half, yeah, it was alright. Really good performance by both of these teams. But 34 to 31. No, so 34 points to 31 in this game. George Williams was the only player that basically kicked that field goal to make it that scoreline anyway. But there was no need for this thing to happen. Like, the forward pass in that game was forward. I cannot believe the ref called it forward and then awarded it a try. You don't do that. You basically don't do that. So, my opinion about this game, I was so disappointed in that match. Really, I just hate Henry Perenara. I don't like him at all because every time I see this guy play, Ricky Stewart and Henry Perenara don't get along very well. So, Henry Perenara is a terrible person and he should be sacked in this game because you can't call a try, but it was forward. So basically, what he did was, he basically called it forward, but then awarded it a try. You don't do that. That will get players, fans, coaches, management, all confused. But the Raiders basically got robbed in that game, and they did. The Raiders would be fuming. The Raiders now would have hate the Warriors. So, my opinion about that game, it was just absolutely terrible, disappointing game. But in the first half, absolutely great match in that game. But anyway, let's move on. Let's have a look at the Raiders tries. What we have here is Jack Whiten, Ryan Sutton, Isaiah Saliola, George Williams, and Elliot Whitehead. Let's have a look at the Warriors tries. What we have here is Vanilla Blake, Cody Nikarima, Bailey Sirenen, Ben Murdoch-Masila, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and Adam Pompey. And my player of the game went to number 7 from the Raiders, George Williams, in this game. The next game of that match, we see the Broncos going up against the Bulldogs. Now, okay, well, another thing that I can say, but I'm not disappointed about, is this game was certainly hard, and it was going to be hard, but all I know is that in this match, it was certainly another splintering game. Broncos have kept the Bulldogs scoreless in this game, and all I know is the Bulldogs need to pick their game up if they want to win games of football. But they've got great players out there. They've got like Kyle Flanagan, Nick Kotrick, Corey Allen, Lachlan Wallace, you name it. Like, they've got good players out there, and why aren't they winning? Why aren't they winning? I just have to say about the Bulldogs, they really need to pick their game up if they want to win games of football. But certainly they aren't, because they just keep losing. But anyway, from the Broncos, they are a really good team. I understand how the frustration would be for them, but in this game, it was certainly another Pacific game, and all I know is this match was certainly a really good match. But it was 24 points to nil in this game, and 4 tries were the only thing that basically scored for the Broncos anyway, to make it 24-0 anyway. But let's have a look at the tries. So what we have here is Jermaine Asako, Xavier Coates that scored 2 tries, and Tom Dearden. And my player of the game certainly went to number 2. I think it was number 2 or number 5 from the Broncos, Xavier Coates. I think he had a wonderful game out there, really took the Broncos for a win. He's an absolute great player, and certainly for him, I just think he will have a wonderful career for the Broncos anyway. But yeah, well done from the Broncos, making a really good win against the Bulldogs anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Eels going up against the Sharks. Now, in this game, I do apologise about this because I certainly wasn't at this game. I know that I like my Eels, Parramatta Eels. They are a really good team. Certainly they are. And from last year's performance, they weren't at their best. And I understand their frustration and disappointment of how the way they play. But for this year, they are playing absolutely great football. And I just cannot believe that they are a really good team in this match. Like, in this game, basically, against the Sharks. And all I know is 28 points to 4 in this game. Really good game of football. And I think that in that match, I know why the Sharks weren't playing at their best, because the Sharks were having a lot of injuries and they didn't have a bench in the first half and second half or something like that, which I don't think they had both first half and second half. But I think it was second half that they didn't have a bench. They didn't have any players to swap and stuff. So that was why the Sharks were just making it very hard for them in that game. But anyway, doesn't mean that I hate the Sharks. I like the Sharks. They are a really good team. I like them. They are a really good team. But anyway, let's have a look at the Eels tries. What we have here is Blake Ferguson that scored 2 tries, Mike Osevo, Regan Campbell-Gillard, and Ray Stone. The only try that basically scored from the Sharks is Sione Katoa. And my player of the game certainly went to number 5 from the Parramatta Eels, Blake Ferguson. I just think he had a wonderful game out there. He was just absolutely really phenomenal, and Mike Osevo was, but yeah, I just think Blake Ferguson really stepped up in that game to make it 2 tries for him, and yeah, really good performance by the Eels going up against the Sharks anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Knights going up against the West Tigers. Now, in this game, pretty much splintering game of football. Knights were playing absolutely incredible. I know that this round would have been an upset round, and it was, but some of them weren't. But this one certainly was, and I was not expecting the West Tigers to win this game by 4 points in that game. I really think that the West Tigers are a really good team. I know that they struggle sometimes in this game, but all I know is the West Tigers, let's just say this, for a positive reason. Like, say, for example, 50-50, says that they aren't a really good team, but then the other 50-50 says that they are a really good team. But if you put that together, it comes into an average team. So, my opinion about this game, the Knights are just absolutely phenomenal, and all I can say about this game, really, absolutely like average game, and all I know is the Knights are certainly a really good team, and all I know is I didn't think that the Newcastle Knights weren't going to win this game, but I did tip the Knights in that match, and certainly it wasn't a pleasant surprise for the West Tigers to win against the Knights anyway, but it was 24 points to 20 in that game. Let's have a look at the Knights tries. What we have here is Tex Hoy, Mitch Barnett, Mitchell Pearce, and Tyson Frizzell. Let's have a look at the West Tigers tries. What we have here is Tommy Talau, Adam Dewey, Stefano Utikamanu, and David Norfoluma. And my player of the game went to number 1 from the Newcastle Knights, Tex Hoy. And last but certainly not least, we see the Cowboys going up against the Titans. Now, okay, in this game, really, the Cowboys are struggling. They were, back in the couple of years ago, they were absolutely really good team. But now, they're just slowly coming down below, and they're just falling apart in that game. And in my opinion about this match, the Titans, absolutely splintering team, and I cannot believe it though, but the Titans were just absolutely incredible, and they're just another team that I really like to see getting into the top 8 of the competition. But yeah, 44 points to 8 in this game, really high intensifying scoreline in that match. But anyway, let's have a look at the Cowboys tries. What we have here is Hamiso Tebawai Fidel and Murray Tuolangi. Let's have a look at the Titans tries. Anyway, so what we have here is AJ Brimson that scored 2 tries, Philip Sammy, Corey Thompson that scored 2 tries, Mawaki Fotawaka and David Fafita. And my player of the game certainly went to this player, number 1 from the Gold Coast Titans, AJ Brimson. I think he had a wonderful game. This player is just does my best. He's just absolutely a wonderful player and just really stands out for this game, and really stands out for the club, and he just doesn't really disappoint anyone for his team, for his club. But I just think he had a really good game in that match that really stood the Titans hard in that game against the Cowboys. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 300 subscribers. We're sitting on 204 anyway. So let's get up to that. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.